6 day of Vlogmas.
Day 6.
Day 6 of Vlogmas.
Hey, it's that time of the year again. Okay, so we got this. Keone. Okay, we got this. I've been looking all over for something like this, and this is like a cheap one, but I wanted something that would help Leilani understand the countdown to Christmas. So we found this cheap thing at Target. And so every day until December 25th, you're gonna open a window. Okay, and we're already behind. So it's now December 6th. So we're gonna open this one. Day 6 of Vlogmas. Say hi. Oh, you love to press your face, huh? So as usual, Evan is on the foot bath. He's in the foot bath. He's going potty, daily routine. And then he's not going to school today. We're keeping him home for one more day. You're gonna go with Daddy, huh? You can go out with Daddy today, aren't you? But look, his face is better. No more sniffling. Yay! Good job. High five. Yeah. I love you, Evan. I love you. Can you say I love you? The lighting is so bad in here. Anyway. Hey, Evan. So cute. Evan stayed home today again. And you had a good day with Daddy, huh? You had a good day, didn't you? With Daddy. You stayed home with Daddy and hung out and you rested. Oh, hi, Keone. Oh my gosh, dude. Keone. Keone, no. She always does that. All right. Anyway, I wanted to talk. Oh, Keone, you're so distracting, dude. My little Keone. I love this little doggy. She's like human. She loves the kids. She was born in 2011, long before. Actually, Evan was born in 2012, so she's a year older than Evan. She absolutely loves the kids, and she protects them like us. But she also acts like a kid herself, like she wants our attention when we give the kids attention, which is really cute. Okay, let's talk about having an open heart, okay? So this is our boy, Evan, and Evan has autism. He's not verbal, at least not in the English language. He is pretty verbal with making other sounds, but they're not understood by most of the human race. Actually, I retract that because they are actually understood with an open heart. And what I mean by that is we have the tendency of making stories up of things that we see, hear, experience, observe. And when we really put those stories aside and hear or experience what a person is really trying to communicate, we can get that communication. So in order to connect and understand this little boy, this precious, amazing little boy, we really need to have an open heart. I mean, look at him. He has so much love. He has so much uniqueness. And there are times where he'll cry. There are times where he'll run away, or he'll seem aloof about things. And what are you doing, dude? And those are the times where you can't ask him, hey, Evan, what's wrong? Because he's not going to say, hey, mommy, this is what's wrong. He's not going to say that. But if we open our hearts and listen, then we'll be able to get his communication. Like, for example, the other night, he was bawling his eyes out in bed. Bawling, 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 bawling his eyes out in bed. Bawling his eyes out in bed. He was really bawling his eyes out. And oh my gosh, Gilbert's vacuuming. Anyway, at first I was like, I don't know what's wrong. You know, maybe you'll just like cry yourself off to sleep. I don't know what's wrong. I didn't know how to console him. And it was frustrating me. And then I was literally about to just walk out of the room to give him some space, that maybe my presence there was making him more agitated. But then I looked at him and he was bawling. And I opened my heart at that moment. I don't even know how I opened it. I just looked at him and saw how beautiful he was, bawling. And then at that moment, there's like this feeling that came over me that said, just go and hug him. He wants to be loved. And so I went over to him and he was bawling. And when he's bawling, he like wails with his hands, and it appears like he doesn't want anyone around. But for some reason, when I went over to him, he stopped throwing his hands around and he allowed me to hold him. And then he took his hands and then he embraced me. And then he stopped crying. And then he went to sleep. And this all happened within like 5 minutes. Like between the time that I decided to hold him because my heart felt so open for him. He fell asleep within 5 minutes. And I guess that was one of the biggest lessons I've learned with being his mom, is that he needs nurturing and he won't always show it in the ways that I'm used to, having grown up as a typical child, knowing how to speak in words. It really takes like, I want to say it's like a sixth sense, but it's not even a sixth sense. It's just being still and letting go of all our chatter and judgments and beliefs to be able to really hear what each other is saying. And this is not just for children with autism, but Evan, you're in a very awkward position. This is not just for having a child with autism. This is like for anybody. If we could really step back and hear and hear the messages that we're trying to say to each other, the nonverbal messages, we would be more connected with each other. There'd be more understanding. There'd be less wars. You know, Evan was wailing, bawling his eyes out, but all he wanted to do was, he just wanted to feel safe. He wanted to be loved. He didn't know how to say it. And the more he didn't know how to say it, the more angry he got. It doesn't really take a lot. It just takes being still and listening. I do a meditation every morning after I wake up to really center and ground myself. And the reason I do that specifically is so that I could be present for our kids. Because if I don't ground myself, how could I be grounded for the kids? I would be no good to them. And so I really think that through the meditation, it was just like a 10-minute meditation I do every morning. I think through my meditation practice, it really allowed me to open my heart to him that night. And I'm sure there were other nights where I've also done that too, but I wasn't aware that I was actually doing that. I wasn't aware that I was opening up my heart. So this guy is like a gift. You know, he's a huge gift. Right, Evan? Do you want to say something? Say goodnight. Say goodnight. No, just say bye. Say bye. Double chin land.